Hey guys, welcome back to the Cooley Podcast. Welcome back to episode 36. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing PK's sudden retirement. Today, we got the news that PK is going to be playing his last match this weekend against Almeria in the Camp Nou. And let me introduce my co-host Alvaro.
What's up, guys?
Okay, so this what's it called? This announcement from PK. It was completely out of the blue. It completely shocked us. I don't think anyone knew that PK was going to retire today. Um, and he posted on Twitter a short video discussing that he's going to be retiring. This is all very surprising. Well, what do you make of his decision?
I mean, we all know that he's one of the football legends, one of the Barca legends. He's one of the better center backs of all time. Whether people want to include him there or not, he was a winner. Winners equals greatness. Sure, he may not be a top five center back, but he's one of the best center backs of all time. And and I mean, he kind of dirtied his legacy a little bit later on, like not recently. His poor performances on and off the field. It is
Yeah, I
what it is.
agree.
But we can't deviate from the fact that he was great. And he was one of our captains when we needed him the most. And I mean, we'll get later into the financial aspect of this. But I mean, I think he did the right thing. I mean, people are gonna miss him. We lose another leader, but I think this is the beginning of the end for the Barca vets. I feel like Pique started it all. I think Pique had he was in the worst spot between him, Jordi and Busquets. The one that was performing the worst was him. So I feel like he.
Yeah, yeah.
But it shows that maybe Barca now realizes, you know what, he did it for his own with his own will. That doesn't mean that we gotta do the same with the other players. So we'll see. I mean, he's gonna be missed, but we know that at some point he's gonna be back to the team. So maybe as some form of director, advisor, ambassador. So we'll see.
No, yeah, I actually agree with all of your points. PK is a footballing legend. I think he is the best center back that this club has had. When you look at his trophy haul, I believe he's won 36 trophies: World Cup champion, Champions League winner, La Liga winner. This guy has won everything in football that you can win, basically. Um, and this is like a proper icon of the game. And even though his time here was tremendously successful, he was part of two of the greatest teams of all time, the Barcelona team in '09 and the Barcelona team in 2011. And you can even say the Barcelona team in 2015. He was a vital part in many of these teams, a key player. And I do agree that he's tarnished his legacy a little bit in these past couple of years. Not only his off the pitch performances, but also no, his on the pitch performances, but off the pitch. There's been a lot of turmoil and drama in behind the scenes, and I'm very happy that PK decided to say, "Hey, you know what? My performances aren't up to par. I've said in the past that if I am not at the level required to play at Barcelona and I am sitting in the bench, that's when I know that my time is up and I will move on."
And I feel like he realized that in order to be considered as a club legend, you got to do what's best for the club. We see what Xavi and Iniesta did. They left the club once they realized that they couldn't give their 100%. They left. And Piqué, I mean, some people will say that he should have done this earlier, but it is what it is. You can't change what happened. He realized this. He realized that if he just kept playing this out and taking money away from the team, it wasn't gonna help his legacy whatsoever. So by doing this, he's
Yeah.
showing that he wants what's best for the team, whether it includes him or not in the picture.
Yeah, and I believe this has like a lot of factors into play because before the season started, PK said that, hey, whoever you bring, I'm still going to be starting. You can bring in the best center back in the world, I'm going to start ahead of him. So PK was confident that he was going to be able to perform this season, because when you think about it, last season PK was our best defender alongside Araujo. An injured PK, because you remember in large parts of the season, Pique was injured and he had to put on steroids, painkillers, and stuff like that just to be able to play the games. And he was still one of our best players. And so like he went into the season thinking like, hey, I'm still gonna be able to perform at this level, but he hasn't been up to par, and that's why I think especially against the game of Inter, against the both legs against Inter, he realizes, hey, my time is up. Um, I let me choose when I retire and not have the club retire me,
No,
rather in the summer.
and maybe he even won some Barca fans' hearts back. Some people that were
Yeah,
whistling at him, booing at him, calling him names,
exactly.
stuff like that. Some people are not realizing, you know what? He had the balls and the respect and the dignity to call it a career and do what's best for the team. So
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah, exactly. Like he started off his retirement video by like having just like audio clips and everything
right.
of Barcelona fans, just like saying like, "Hey, we want Gerard Pique out," and like Pique knows that people wanted him out, and I think that's just like helped him process this decision a little bit faster. But looking at Pique's career overall, it was a tremendous success. I think any person in the world would want to have his career. And I do believe it's good that he took this decision. Um, but we have to look at how this is going to affect the team. Well, the club,
Well,
because
first of all, before we go to the negatives, him giving up $30 million of his contract.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. He's giving up like the remaining 2 years of his contract, but we
yeah,
don't know.
close to 30, right?
Yeah, around like 30, 40 million around
I
there.
mean,
Um,
money's money, dog.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot. But we have to see if he's going to give up his deferred wages from the past, because you know that like a lot of players in the squad are still owed money from when we had wage cuts. Remember,
Yeah, and look,
like these were said like, hey, we're taking wage cuts, but it wasn't really wage cuts. It was wage deferrals. Like you're going to get
no,
it later.
and either way, let's say that he doesn't that he still wants the money. He's still giving up 30 million,
Yeah.
which is the bigger chunk of his salary. So I mean, whether he wants to do it or not, he's already done enough by retiring and giving up his contract. If he wants to keep the wages, that's whatever he wants. I'm not gonna hate him or like him more for doing so.
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah,
No, yeah, yeah, and it's good. And this shows like how Laporte is basically just like the board and the coach. I think Xavi, they're doing the best they can to basically rejuvenate the squad. For example, PK, he was relegated to the fifth center back. Busquets, we're looking for replacements. We saw that at the very start of the season he was playing very good, but he isn't up to par anymore. So we're looking for replacements. Jordi Alba, he's not starting left back. We're just slowly and slowly just like getting rid of the players who are no longer up to
yeah,
par.
go away.
Um, exactly. Um, and these are Barca legends through and through. Um, but we have, as I said a little bit before, we have to see how this affects the squad, because Piqué is a captain. We have to think who's going to be the captain after Piqué leaves, one of the captains, and who's going to come in to replace him, because right now we're very limited in center back choices. Like who do you think we can have like coming in as a center back?
I mean, right now I feel like they're gonna keep rocking out Conde, Garcia, and Marco Alonso, the center back. Those three. Um, when Christensen gets back, he'll be part of that too.
He is in training,
Yeah,
so he
yeah,
should be
yeah.
back
I
for.
heard about that yesterday. He could be. Let's say he was playing against Almeria, that's fine. But I mean, against Almeria, you can rock out Conde and Garcia.
Uh-huh.
But he should be back next week latest. So that's big. And nothing. Thankfully, PK is not as a significant loss as he would have been years ago.
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, it shows how much more important this transfer window is gonna be in January, trying to find more depth.
Yeah, yeah, because in January we have to go and look and scout and see who we can bring in as a center back replacement.
And I mean,
Because
everybody's holding their breath with this World Cup because we don't know how exactly. I say this every other podcast. We don't know how much this is gonna impact teams all these injuries.
exactly, because we can have players coming in, players coming out. We can have like stars be born in the World Cup. We can have, for example, how Kylian Mbappe came onto the scene in 2018. how James Rodriguez came on the scene in 2014, and how a whole bunch of legends came in the 2010 World Cup. Stars are born in the World Cup, and we're going to see which players shine. But a player that has been rumored a lot is Inigo Martinez. He's a player who plays for Atletico Bilbao. He's been there. He's been
Mhm.
one of La Liga's best center backs for the past couple of years. And he would be on a free coming in the summer or a low fee for January. Are
I
you in
mean,
favor of that move?
they gotta take anything they can early
Yeah.
on. And I'm saying early on because again, once if they wait until after the World Cup, every player's price tag is gonna skyrocket because they're gonna be in high demand,
Yeah.
and teams are gonna be forced to pay that. They're either gonna be forced to pay a higher price or simply not sign players. So teams should be a little more smart right now, and maybe have like unofficial agreements with players saying, you know what, after the World Cup, you're coming here because after the World Cup, it's gonna be chaos. Everybody trying to find replacements for all their injuries. But I am in favor of Martinez moving to a different position. I know we both heard rumors that Jorginho and Kante are both points of interest for our midfield.
Hmm.
Does that mean that Busquets is out in January?
Possibly. Well, I do think that Busquets is going to be leaving in the summer. I don't think.
Oh no, yeah, I think that's guaranteed. But
Yeah.
let's think Chiesi's gonna come. I mean, let's say Chiesi comes back after the World Cup. He should be
Hmm.
fine.
Okay.
Chiesi's back. De Jong, Pedri, Gavi. If you keep Busquets and you bring in someone like Eugenio and Kante, who plays? Who gets minutes?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I think that if they bring in someone like Kante or Eugenio who are supposed to be starters,
Uh-huh.
Busquets has to be out.
Yeah. Hmm. No, I definitely agree. Just like just to see who gets minutes. And mentioning the midfield, De Jong is someone who can play center back because with Pique leaving, De Jong can because Xavi sees him as a player who can play center back, and that's another option that Xavi has.
I said that for a while. They did that last year, and I liked them. I feel like they feel more comfortable playing in the midfield with Alonso. They would rather sacrifice Alonso from left back to
Mhm.
center back. But I mean, whatever works, man. We said it already. Alonso looks better playing center back than left back. So
uh, so this weekend we're gonna see Gerard Pique's farewell. He's gonna be leaving through the front door. I did this was like a completely unexpected. So the club is gonna have to come up with something quick because I don't think anyone knew.
personally, I think Xavi starts him.
No, yeah, it's these last two games, it's gonna be Pique's last games as a
Yeah,
Barcelona player. Um,
I think Xavi should start him, even if he plays him only one half for
yeah,
respect. I think he starts him, and
no,
then
no, no, yeah, like Pique has to. He's a legend of the club. He has to play these
who
games.
knows him. Who knows? Maybe do like a quick like 2 3 minute ceremony when he's getting subbed out,
Oh,
so the
that would be
fans can
nice.
pay
That would
so
be
the fans
nice.
can pay their tribute and their thanks to him.
Yeah, they
We'll
that would
see.
definitely be nice just to see because remember he has this tradition of like after winning a final he cuts the net of
Who knows? Who knows? If maybe they let him cut the net and they got to right away.
who knows if they let him cut the net this time
So
his retirement
maybe he
match.
does that after the game. We'll see.
No, yeah. It's going to be very interesting, like how this plays out, and to see who we bring in, how this changes plans. Um,
Thankfully, we're a couple weeks away from the World Cup, so that means
yeah,
that
we're 2 weeks away.
exactly that means that we can like at least hold on with what we have now a
Uh-huh.
little bit at center back. So again, what's gonna matter is gonna be after
Hmm.
we come back.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Araujo's back somehow after the
I know. I mean, I highly doubt it because, like, if he is back, he's going to be going to the World Cup. I don't think we're
yeah,
going to see
but
it back.
that's what I'm saying. Everything's very improbable right now.
Hmm.
God forbid, knock on wood, Pedri or Gabi get injured in the World Cup. Fati gets injured in the World Cup. So I'm saying that there's a lot of possibilities. If people get
There's
injured playing in a friendly in this past national break, it might the intensity to try and win for your nation. So
no, every single team is going to go out there just to like give
exactly.
everything they got for the World Cup. Um, But guys, that was it for today's episode. Gerard Piqué has announced his retirement. That was completely unexpected. We were not expecting that, and it's sad, but it's also refreshing to see, because he is a legend of the club. But at the same time, we need to move forward. This is a good time where we should bring in new blood. We should start a new era for the club. Pique was part of the most successful Barcelona teams, and he is a legend of this club. As always, I post a link on Twitter if anyone wants to join and add to this discussion. If you guys want to join with us, you're always welcome to. Like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll guys see you guys all